I played this game in the Asian schools against a Malaysian opponent. His rating was quite similar to mine. I really enjoyed playing this game, so I thought of sharing it with you. So here I have the white pieces, and I opened with e4. He played c5. This is still in defense. Knight c3, knight c6, and now f4, the Grand Prix attack. e6, knight to f3, and now d5. Here I played e5. He played knight to h6 as the knight has to go to f5, g3, and now bishop to e7. I played bishop g2. He played knight to f5, and now I played knight d2 as I wanted to provide some extra support to the g3 pawn. He played h5, and now I played castle simply. Here he should have continued with something like d4, but instead he chose to play g5, and now this gives me advantage. I played f into g5, bishop into g5, knight into g5, queen into g5, and now d4, solidifying my structure and even attacking this queen. So he played queen g7, and I played c3, supporting my pawn structure. h4, bishop to f4 now. I'm supporting this g3 pawn. C into d4, C into d4, now h into g3. H into g3, and he played knight c to e7 as he wants to bring his knight on the king's side. So I played queen d2, bishop d7, and now a4. I'm preventing threats like bishop b5. So he played knight g6 here, although he should have continued with rook c8. He played knight g6, but this gives me a chance to solidify my bishop. I played bishop g5, and now I'm aiming for that f6 square. So he played rook g8, bishop f6, and now queen to f8. He is a bit holding back. Played rook fc1 as I want to go in with my rook. He played knight g to e7, attacking my g3 pawn. I played king to f2, and now he played knight c6. I played rook to a3 as I want to get in activity with this rook as well. He played knight to h6 now. Threats of knight g4 check, taking my powerful bishop. I played bishop f3. I prefer to give up this bishop rather than this bishop. Knight g4 check, bishop into g4, rook into g4, and now I played rook to h1. Now rook h8 is a threat. I played rook g8. I played g4 now, as I want to go with the other rook now. He played rook into g4, and it's now losing for him after rook h8. And rook g8, and I simply took rook into g8, queen into g8, and I played rook h3, and it was in this position that my opponent resigned the game as there is no defense against rook to h8. I enjoyed playing this game. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Goodbye.